Big Air.
It's that time. It's time to do some Commander videos again. It's been a while. Some things have changed in the game. Some just need a refresher. So, first I am going to start with Frodo. He should be the free-to-play player's best friend. Let's take a look at him. He is, when we talk about purely tanking, the absolute best commander in the game. There is no one that absorbs damage as good as Frodo and Sam. Let's go to his skills. First, you have Master of Bag End, and the damage received is minus 30%. You do get a damage dealt reduction of 10% when you get it to level 5, but he's tanking. He's not meant to do damage. You get a little bit of unit defense at level 10. The next is Ring Bearers, and there's a couple commanders that have it. Isildur is one. But this skill gives the commander's formation unit a 35% chance to evade damage taken. And it gives a chance to succumb to madness, but at level 5 that goes away. At level 10 you get unit's damage stat, which makes no sense. He's a tank. So that skill doesn't help you. But, so what this skill does is 3 or 4 rounds out of every fight, you are going to evade damage on Frodo's unit. That is a lot of damage that's missing, especially if it hits off on the right rounds. Next, you have Hobbit Adventurer, and this one boosts the attack of all these races of units in 4 formations if you give it to level 5. It modifies by command stat. You also get HP plus 10%. So the modification, you're looking at 3 per 100 of command. And if you're using all purple gear, guess what? You're going to be at 300 command. So we're talking about plus 9. So you're getting an additional 21 attack to the other units, which can be beneficial depending on the kind of army you run. But nobody's going to absorb damage like Frodo. Now, I'm going to also talk about the reason this is called top R0 and this is bottom R0. When a commander is unlocked, he is respect is 0. These skills are available to him. So therefore, you have top and bottom of respect 0. When he gets to respect 2, this skill unlocks. Respect 4, this skill unlocks. Now, let's talk about the outfit. Okay, so here's normal. Now let's see what happens with the Zenith level attire. Okay, Frodo gets a red jacket. He gets green shirt. You have the pants changed, the undershirt. Okay, it's some difference, but not really. Now we're going to get to the sore spot. We are going to talk about his relic. He is a tank, but his relic does not have command. Come on, devs. Get with the program. He's got HP that's okay. He's got 5 unit defense, which is the best stat on his relic. He doesn't need the initiative, and the commander defense isn't going to help really at all. The ability is in the first 2 rounds, this formation has 11.7% chance to evade all damage when the enemy army includes orcs. So it's a very specific ability. So, do I think it's worth ascending Frodo to Mythic? Absolutely not. At this point, his relic is crap. It doesn't really help him. I mean, 5 unit defense is not much. Doesn't even give command. So, I think R10 Frodo is where you're at. Now, let's take a look at the gear. You have best in slot gold is the Reckoning. And the template for a tank is unit defense and command are the 2 stats and the ability that you are looking for. So with the Reckoning, you get a lot of command and you get the most unit defense. The purple option is the Cutlass, where it gives you the most unit defense and command out of purple gear. Now let's go to the helmet. if it clicks off of it. I do not have the best in slot gold helmet. It is a cask of submerged isle. Is the best in slot for the gold. I have the second best with the Herod cast. As you see, command and unit defense. Purple gear is the Horseman's Helm, unit defense and command. Now let's take a look at the armor. Armor is always going to give HP. Best in slot is the High Elf Hawk, but I do not have it. I have the Durin's plate, which is the second best. Unit defense. Purple is the Superior Hawk, gives you the most unit defense out of any of the purple. Now, let's go to the accessory. I have the best in slot purple, gives command and the most unit defense out of any purple gear. The best in slot gold is the Silver Harp of Rivendell. This gives you attack and defense. I'm also going to give a little tip when you're trying to figure out how much you're going to get. If this is 5 stars, these numbers triple. So when it's fully strengthened, it'll give you 12 attack and 42 defense. Now with the ability up here, the command, it also works for HP and commander damage. When you have it fully refined, this number doubles. So it will get to 120. That's how you figure out when you're building gear. Now, let's talk about set effects. He is a tank, so if you can make all defensive set effects, that's what you want to do. You have fortitude, evasive action, stick armor, divide and conquer. The agility defensive set, it doesn't help. You don't need him fast. Power overwhelming gives a stat reduction if he's stunned or maddened. I think that's last on the list of the other 4. I like fortitude personally, but this is what I could make. I couldn't match any defensive set effects with these 2 items, which also works because I swap gear between my armies. So the next one has some unit attack on my B team, so the perseverance might help them. But I do have the thick armor. So remember, defensive set effects on your tank. And Frodo should be free-to-play player's best friend. And I keep repeating that line because I feel like it is so important. Frodo and Sam will make it so you survive a lot of fights. You're going to cause draws. Absolutely. He might not do much for the other armies. Gives a little attack boost to the units. Okay, but that's not that much. But he absorbs damage better than anyone else in the game. So, that's the end of the video. Free-to-play players, trust me. Your tank, Frodo and Sam, you can't go wrong. Defense, unit defense and command on their gear. And the stats and the ability of weapons are the most important. The set effects are only to be made if they are with the right items for the commander. So, that's all I got for this video. As always, make the most out of what you got.